everyone, it's Karen for Makeup and Beauty Blog. Today we've got Too Faced Stardust by Vegas Nay. This is a new kit, palette and kit. It's $45 and it's available exclusively at Ulta. So this has a palette with 12 powder eyeshadows and a few of them are matte, most of them are shimmers. There's also a mini Better Than Sex mascara, a mini Glamour Dust right here, and a mini Shadow Insurance, along with 6 cards to inspire you to do different looks. And in the back of each card there are instructions, step by step, and there's visuals too, which I think is really cool. So who's Vegas Nay? Now technically Vegas Nay is at Vegas_Nay, and or otherwise known as Naomi Giannopoulos. I hope I said her last name correctly. I probably didn't. Anyways, Vegas Nay is a big deal on Instagram, and by big deal I mean like over 5 million followers. Big deal. So yeah, she's very popular, and she posts pictures of herself, and she does this, you know, very glamorous makeup, and she does some videos too, but mostly she has posts pics and videos of other people on her feed doing their thing. And I think it's interesting because it's a good way to learn about new makeup artists and new beauty lovers and get a sense of what other people are doing and get inspired. So I follow her, and I've been following her for like 2 years now, and I think she seems like a nice girl, and I love that her feed has a ton of variety and you can learn a lot. Her style, along with the pics that she posts on her feed, I would call more of like a big glam style. It's like full-on makeup. It's the carved out brow, the full-on foundation, contouring, highlighting, like everything's all up on the face, and that's pretty cool. It's very popular on social media right now, and I love that kind of style for the artistry. It's not necessarily something that I would wear like to Target or anything, but I think it's fun to do every once in a while. It's really interesting, and it pushes you, especially if you're like studying the pictures. Anyways, so she teamed up with Too Faced to create this limited edition kit. And so let's just start with the palette. So like I mentioned before, there's mostly shimmers with a few mattes up in the mix. And you know, I do have to say this about Too Faced. When they do palettes, they're very consistent. All of their palettes have like mostly neutrals with a sprinkling of color, some mattes, some shimmers, and they give you a good variety. The thing is though, is that like after you see one of their palettes and you collect them for a while, some of them might start to feel repetitive. Like some of the shades in here I feel like I've seen before, but you know, if you're new to the line, it might be a good way to try some of their eyeshadows. And what I like about this palette is that there's some lovely brown matte transition shades. Yes! There's also a matte black, but I'm not exactly sure if it's matte because I swatched it on the back of my hand and I'm seeing shimmer, but I don't know if it's just because things from like the other shadows got up in the mix. These do tend to kick up a lot of powder, so that's something to consider. This palette has a lot of warmer tones. It feels almost autumnal, which I think is fitting now that we're on the cusp of fall. And there's also like some cooler purples and plums up in the mix just to give it variety. And I think that's kind of neat because you have the contrast between the warm shades and the cooler shades, and I think I happen to love that, especially like if you do a warm shade on the warm shades on the lid and like a cooler plum on the purple. I like to see that sort of like contrast. I think it looks cool. So here are the shades right on the back of my hand. I swatched them. This is Chandelier. I don't have my contacts on, so bear with me. This is Millennial. It looks a little bit like MAC Soft Brown. This is Girls Night, and that looks a little bit like Saddle. And then this one is Selfie. And then the second row here, this bronzy shade is Showgirl. And this darker sort of brown with the gold glitter is Jackpot. Then we've got Pink Pearl, and then the Strip. And then the last ones are Follow Me, that's that pretty bright purple. Then we've got Golden Nugget. No, Double Tap. This dark sort of reddish brown plum. And then Golden Nugget, which I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it's fun to say. And then Sin City. So These are on the easier side of blending. I'm wearing them right now. I have Millennial in the crease, Girls Night kind of like in the outer corner, and then Showgirl on the lid. And I tapped a little bit of the Glamour Dust into the center. And they're on the easier side, but they're perhaps not the easiest though that are out there. I definitely sometimes like encounter a little bit of choppiness, but you know, it's nothing that your blending brush can't handle. Just go in there and like blend away. But overall, I'd have to say that these are consistent with the rest of the shadows in the Too Faced line. They are very soft with just shy of full to full opacity, and you do have to deal with a lot of fallout, but you know, it just depends on like your tolerance for that. I know for some people it's a non-negotiable. I don't mind it so much. All you have to do is just like tap your brush off and that's it. So yeah, if you do that, you'll be fine. Okay, as for the other items, we've got here Better Than Sex Mascara, which I've worn before. I like it. I think that it's great for really intense volume, especially at the roots. You can get that sort of like spiky look if you want. Something's going on with my lashes though, where I like really need extra superpower curl hold. They're just rebelling against me, and this doesn't give me as much curl hold as it used to, so it's okay. There's also the Shadow Insurance Primer. I used to use this back in the day. I think it's comparable to the Urban Decay one. This one though I like a little bit more because it's easier to blend. You know what though? I still think it's not as great though as the NARS one. The NARS Pro Prime in the white tube, that one is the best one out there. I still have yet to find a primer that kicks that one's butt. That one's really, really good. So this one's okay though. I don't mind it at all. And the last thing is this glitter. I have it. It's so pretty. I have it pressed on the center of my lid. Oh, it's gorgeous. The thing though is it's a very pretty warm gold, but there's no sifter. So it's very easy to spill, so be careful. Okay, so Vegas Nay, Too Faced, Stardust. Oh no, I got this dirty. Anyways, you can find this at Ulta for $45. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.